I opened up a booth at an antique mall / flea market. Let's talk about it. Before I take you guys on a tour of the RetroWolf 88 booth here at Grumpy's, I'm going to take you on a tour of Grumpy's itself. Now, I'm not going to show you every single booth in the building because that would take hours. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the booths that contain inventory and items that I think you guys would be interested in. And then we're going to end things at the RetroWolf 88 booth. And I'm going to take you on a tour of my booth, kind of explain why I opened up a booth here and kind of how the process has been so far. So let's get started. Now, this is not just an antique mall. This is kind of an antique mall flea market hybrid. Right now we are on the second floor, which is the largest portion of the antique mall. It goes way back in that direction, and then it goes that way. It's huge up here. We have boxes full of VHS tapes here. I've actually gotten quite a few movies for VHS Voyage here. And sometimes you'll find booths like this that's just like a random hodgepodge of different collectibles, but you can find some pretty cool stuff like this giant Star Wars Episode 1 Qui-Gon Jinn interactive talking bank. And that's the thing about places like Grumpy's. You want to come regularly because vendors restock their booths on a regular basis. And I did the same at my booth, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. A lot of Blu-rays and different things, but this, oh dude, check out this The World Is Not Enough poster.
Oh, that's rad.
Sleepy Hollow poster. This little booth here always has a lot of cool stuff in it. You got some Masters of the Universe stuff here, including an OG lunchbox from 1983. This thing's older than I am. Yeah, this is from 1996. Now, another couple of cool booths that are on the second floor, kind of in the middle here. We've got this booth. Now, this booth has a lot of like Hot Wheels in it. It's, as you can see, it's mainly Hot Wheels. Now, last time I was here, I actually found some pretty cool stuff over here in this booth. Chris, I don't know if you've ever seen these before.
Oh, yes.
But this is like a whole line of these Independence Day, they're called micro battle play sets. So it comes with a floppy disk, and I know a lot of people watching probably have no idea what a floppy disk is. But it comes with a floppy disk which has a game on it. This is a case I always check out whenever I come here to Grumpy's because there's always a lot of really cool stuff here. Like, if you come over to this side, Chris, we've got this Lord of the Rings Two Towers kind of figure playset here. Joker figure back there, some Dragon Ball stuff. And Chris, I know you saw this giant Godzilla figure.
That's my boy.
Check that out. This Terminator 2 figure, man.
That's
really cool. And you can tell that came out like during the time of the movie because that looks pretty old. Tell me that's not cool. This vintage Batman board game. Who is that guy, man?
Oh,
he looks familiar, don't he?
Is that from Labyrinth, possibly?
I think so.
Or
yeah.
Dark Crystal, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I'm sure somebody will correct us in the comments. You idiot, that's from... There's one more booth I want to show you guys on the second floor because it is, besides my booth, which we're going to end the video on, it is the biggest booth that's full of modern and retro collectibles of all kinds. Let's head on over to that booth. This booth is just full of really good stuff, both modern and retro. We got wrestling figures, we got Hot Wheels, we got Star Wars, a lot of Star Wars stuff. And then mixed in here, you know, you've got some stuff like Spawn and Marvel and DC stuff. Showed you guys a fraction of what you can find here on the second floor. So we're gonna make our way down to the first floor I'll show you some things on the first floor, and then we're going to head over to the booth so that I can show you the RetroWolf 88 booth here at Grumpy's. So now we're on the first floor, and there's a lot of cool stuff to find on the first floor here. More glass cases, just like upstairs. And that Spider-Man cookie jar is amazing. That's new. I've never seen that before, dude. That's actually really cool. And that is from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, it looks like, right? It looks like the same font.
Yeah.
From the movies. Oh, check that out. Dude, what?
What
no
is
way.
that?
It's a watch. It's a Jar Jar Binks watch, dude.
Dude, that's crunk. How much? 15?
It's 15 bucks, man.
It's a steal.
And it rotates. It's old CD player.
Sometimes these sound really good.
They do. They really do. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make them anymore, period, actually. Some really old vintage lunchboxes here, like this old Secret Wars from 1984. Wow. We've got a old Dark Crystal lunchbox. And then, of course, you got E3. Jesus Christ. Nothing to see here, folks. Huh. That doesn't look officially licensed, though, does it?
Whoa.
It looks like it was handmade by somebody. That's pretty nice, though. Yeah. Got a little Luigi here, too, which is just Mario painted different colors. Look, they even left the M on his head. They didn't even bother to put an L on it. Eggs. What does that say? Eggs?
Aggravation.
Oh, aggravation. God, dude, I can't read. That's pretty much all I want to show you guys on the first floor. So it is time. It is finally time for the reveal of the RetroWolf 88 booth. So let's go. Here it is, folks. This is my booth here at Grumpy's Antique Mall. So I'm going to take you on a little tour around the booth, and then I'm going to kind of explain why we did it, what the process was like of setting up, and kind of how everything works. Now, one thing that we wanted to do with this booth is we really wanted to diversify our inventory, so it's not just video games. As you will see, we've got video games, movies, toys, collectibles, books, graphic novels. Starting here, we've got some books. We got Mass Effect, different video games books, Skyrim, Mass Effect. We got some Star Wars stuff, a few mangas, some hardcover graphic novels. I have a lot of DVDs, and the cool thing is, not only are a lot of them sealed, but the ones that aren't sealed are basically in mint condition. So a lot of these DVDs are in just absolutely fantastic condition. We've also got some pop figures. We've got a few like little kind of collectible statues and busts here and there. We have a lot of video games here. And one thing I do want to mention, the way that we price stuff for this booth is everything here should be priced below any comparable eBay listing. So you're going to get a better deal here at my booth than you would get on eBay. But we've got a lot of video games. We have a lot of loose figures from Lord of the Rings. So we got a lot of Lord of the Rings. We've got various Marvel and DC. We've got some Fallout, Doctor Who. There's some Harry Potter stuff. So just a large variety of loose figures. Some of the games, like these Xbox games here and these Xbox 360 games, are stacked vertically. That's not the ideal way that I want to display the games here at the booth, because it makes it hard for people to browse for the games, right? So I'm going to be slowly converting that to these totes, and we're just going to have all the games kind of in the totes here, and that'll make it a lot easier for people to browse. We've got some cartridge-based stuff like Atari and Sega Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, ton of PS2 games, quite a few PS3 games, PSP, PS4, pretty nice variety, and these are all going to be, none of these are going to be expensive games. There's good games here, but they're you know, I would say $10 and less on average. Coming around here, this is where we start to get to the pegboard stuff that's filled up, and it's just a cool variety of stuff. You know, you got some NASCAR stuff, you've got some Marvel and DC, Borderlands. We've got some pretty cool hardcover, like collectible Marvel and DC type stuff, as well as some cool hardcover Elder Scrolls books here. And I've even got some sports figures. Down here, these are a lot of like really tiny Lord of the Rings figures, a ton of strategy guides, some graphic novel volumes from a lot of different franchises. This is where the bulk of our DVDs and Blu-rays are. And like I said, I mean, check this out. I mean, this is like the entire True Blood series sealed except for the first season. A lot of stuff, we got a lot of complete series, like right here we've got the complete series of Chuck on DVD. So as you can see here at the RetroWolf booth, it's a ton of just really cool stuff, really good variety of stuff, great prices. Like I said, pretty much everything's going to be below eBay, and I'm going to be stocking it with new inventory at least once every couple of weeks. Now, why did we open up this booth? Well, the primary reason is because we have a ton of inventory that's just not worth trying to sell on eBay or take to conventions, and something like this is perfect. How does it work, you might be asking? Well, basically, you have to price everything and you have to have a tag on everything with your booth number, which my booth number is WOL. Put a description of the item on there, how much you're selling it for on the tag. That way, when people grab something they want to buy, they take it to the front register. They know what booth the money goes to. 10% of every sale goes to Grumpy's, so they get 10% of everything that we sell. And then we pay a monthly rent for the booth itself, and the amount of rent you pay is based on the square footage. So our booth is about $225 a month. So far, it has been very successful. We started in November. Every month has been profitable for us. December was a really good month. January, we're about halfway through January now at the time of filming, and we've already made way more than our rent. So we're doing pretty good for January as well. So that's it, folks. This is my booth at an antique mall / flea market. This is something I never expected to do, but I gotta say, it's been a very positive experience so far. Again, if you guys are ever passing through Georgia on Interstate 75, or you live not too far, you gotta check out Grumpy's Antique Mall right off the interstate. I'll throw all the information for Grumpy's in the description down below. I would love for you to come visit the booth, and if you have a YouTube channel, come explore the booth for a video on your YouTube channel. I would absolutely love that.